Hey everyone, welcome back to Kubota Farm here in East Vineland, New Jersey. We're still in November. Actually, we're just going to be wrapping up November with some plowing, I think. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're seeing this on a Tuesday the way things have been going lately. Who knows when you'll see this, but my apologies. Monday's episode miraculously did not finish uploading for whatever reason, so my apologies for that. I will try and post something on the channel to let you all know that I'm aware of something weird going on. That's why there's no video or something like that. But hopefully Mondays will get out. But we'll try and get Tuesdays corrected. Been having some issues with processing and uploading lately. I don't know what it is. I'm going to try a different browser and some geeky stuff to try and fix that and make life a little bit better. But anyways, enough of that stuffola. We've got two fields that need plowing. We've got, and they're both our sugar beet fields. I have the M8 here, and we've got an M7 over yonder there that we're going to get fired up. We're just going to go ahead and let's get course play on the job, and then I have something to talk about that's been grinding in the back of my brain here for, well, not grinding, but it's been on my mind here for a little bit, and I want to share with y'all, get your opinion. So number of headlands, we'll do 3. Sharp corners, they can start on the headland, that's fine. Single tool's good. Let's generate the course. Let's get you started at the first waypoint and kick you off, hopefully. Kind of thinking about it. Not sure it's too interested in doing it. There it goes. Let's go find our M7. Hello, darling. How are you today? You look more like a plowing tractor. You got the old duals on the back, nice heavy weight on the front. Good for you. And let's create a job, CP field work. Not picking the field we want, so let's do that. Let's generate a course. I would say the same course as we have there. So sharp corners, 3. Headlands, yes. Generate a course. Looks good to me. Oops, don't have the right click mouse set up there. First waypoint. And go. And go. Hello? Oh, there's your problem. What kind of farming outfit is that? Looks like you're going to the office is what it looks like. Doesn't look like you're going to be riding a tractor all day. What khaki, what is that, like khakis, and what are those, loafers? Button-down collar shirt? Ah, fancy schmancy. Not my cup of tea, that's for sure. Nothing to sell in November, at least not that I'm aware of, unless I missed it. We do have some flour that we're going to sell in December, and we'll get that taken care of before we keep chopping along. We're going to be advancing a few months on the regular here because we really don't have much to do our plant for November, December, January. So it's not till February, February that we can at least plant canola if we want to. We're not going to do cotton in East Vineland. We can do canola, or we can just wait another month and we have wheat, barley, canola, oats, sunflowers again. We're not going to do potatoes. We're probably not going to do sugar beets again. Not going to do sugar cane. I'm a glutton for punishment, but not right now. Grapes and olives. We've got our olives all set up, so we'll figure something out. So let's hop inside our little buddy so we get a nice indoor view of some plowing action. So here's the thing. I the other day ran across a forum post on Giant's website, not on Giant's forums. And it reminded me of something that happened to me a few years ago. Let me just take a quick little sip of the water. I got a little something in my throat. It happens every time I start recording. Sorry about that. So, okay. Somebody had commented on a Giants forum that um, they were basically giving their opinion or suggestions about a map, and a person responded. One of the first responses they got was something along the lines of, um, unless you can make a map or make your own map, then keep your mouth shut. You don't have any right to criticize unless you know how to do it. Okay? And the criticism that the person was giving was not like a technical criticism. It wasn't like, hey, if you do this, this, and this, the map, it wasn't a technical criticism. So it was more of a aesthetics, or, hey, it would be nice if maybe there was more space between the fields here, stuff like that. Preference criticism. Opinions, as far as I know, are still allowed in most countries of the world. At least the countries that I could tell these people were from. And just got blasted for it by this person. Like, who do you think you are giving your opinions? I don't see you out there making maps and blah, blah, blah. And it reminded me of a time when, a few years ago, I used to watch this YouTuber. I don't even think he's around anymore. And it was a small channel. But I watched him. I kind of liked his content. His content, not so much for him. His voice was actually kind of grindy, but he would play on maps that were that weren't like the popular maps. They were kind of unique, lesser known maps. Oftentimes smaller maps using smaller to mid-size equipment, and it was just kind of fun to see some of these maps that weren't in the Giants mod hub. They were kind of found in obscure websites or obscure Facebook pages, things like that. And he was doing a review. It wasn't really a review as much as it was just a walk around or a tour of this one map. I just noticed too that let's see, what is that radio? I don't know what that's showing. Channel 22, is that like a anyways, so he was doing this walk around thing on this map, and it was a nice little map. I left a comment. It wasn't the first time I had commented on his channel, but it was the first time this happened. I left a comment about how I really like the map, but I think it would be cool if this one area. Got to keep in mind, this is back in like FS 15 or something like that. I think it was 15, when we didn't have like productions to put down and all this other stuff. It was just basically, farming and a little bit of animal action, but other than that, it wasn't nearly as complex or diverse as it is today. And I just made a comment about the roads. It was something, I can't even honestly remember what it was, but it was aesthetics. And I have to tell you, and I can say this with great honesty and conviction, that I am very, very careful and very, very aware when I write an email or a text or a comment or anything like that, where how it's going to be perceived, how the person is going to read it. And generally speaking, I look, when I write something, I look at the worst way the person could perceive what I'm writing to them. Okay, I'm assuming whoever is going to be reading what I'm writing to them is going to take it the wrong way. So I try to avoid those pitfalls. So I will usually you know, sprinkle in, do a little spritzing of positiveness, you know, like, hey, this was a great looking map, really, really awesome, thanks for sharing, I think you've got some really good ideas, like, pour it on, right? Even if I don't mean it, it's gonna happen, okay? Because I just don't feel like just pure negativism. Sometimes some people just aren't equipped to deal with that, especially, no offense, more so in today's day and age where everybody gets the blue ribbon. Um, some people literally just cannot handle criticism at all. They're extremely insecure or something. I don't know what the deal is. But anyways, left my note. Very shortly after, I got this response from this YouTuber that was nothing short of just yelling at me. Like, who do you think you are? You don't have the right to criticize. I don't see you out making maps. I don't see you out contributing to the community. When you start making maps, then you can start criticizing. But until then, keep your mouth shut. Stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. That's... No. No. First of all, let's have a little common sense here. Let's start with that. I think there's so many, and I don't even want to get into the thousands of examples that I could get into, but let's just take one. This tractor. Wow, it's dirty. Sorry, that was a criticism. No, seriously though. I look at a tractor like this, okay? I can comment on this tractor, Kubota tractor. Do I like it? Do I not? What do I like about it? What don't I like about it? Do I like Kubota orange? Sure, I like Kubota orange. Do I like the way the Kubota tractor looks? Sure, I do. Do I wish they had more horsepower? Yes. Okay, stop right there. You know, that's a criticism. Well, it is, but it's just a, I wish it had more horsepower. I have the right to say that. Do I build tractors? No. Can I say I wish it had bigger tires? I wish it had more horsepower? Well, sure, you can say that kind of stuff. Why would that be taken so negatively? If I got into the technical aspects of the tractor, then I'm outside what I should be talking about because I don't know what I'm talking about. But there is a difference between criticizing things that people will criticize. For instance, I don't know everything about electric cars, but I know I don't want one. For many reasons. I don't have to know everything about an electric car. I know enough about an electric car that it doesn't fit me. I know enough about Farming Simulator to know what maps I like. I know enough about, you know, enough things to know what I like and what I don't like. Food. I'm not a chef, but I can criticize food. You get where I'm going with this. Now, I think that if people are that sensitive, I think you really have to kind of look at yourself and say, hey, you know, maybe this is on me. Maybe I need to just start, you know, accepting other people's opinions and not assume that they just hate me or hate everything I do or hate everything I create. I would imagine even the greatest artists in the world would have portraits or sculptures that people generally really loved, and they probably did work that people generally didn't like. And it really just took me aback. And I remember responding to him, basically saying, look, man, you know, I don't know how to make a map. You're right. I don't know. I couldn't sit down and create a map. That's very true. But I play the game. I've got hundreds, if not thousands of hours into the game. I know what I like to see in a map. I know what I think when a map looks nice and when it doesn't. For me, there are people that like European maps. There's people that like North American maps, more wide open and square fields and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make one person right or wrong. And it's this inability that some people have, I think, to accept different opinions that kind of boggles my mind a little bit. And we're not even talking about opinions of really, you know, volatile subjects like politics and religion, things like that. We're talking about a farming simulator map that the dude didn't even make. And it was just so irritating to me. Of course, the channel went bye-bye. I just stopped watching it and unsubscribed because it just put me off so much to it. Plus, I saw at some point or another he had found out that he had like 4 cats, and I was like, nope. So, nothing personal against cats. It's just, I don't know if I'm ready to accept multi-cat people yet in my life. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, and I've seen it a few times, and this last time here on the Giants forum really sparked that memory for me and made me realize that it's just weird. It's really an odd thing to believe or to say that people can't have an opinion unless they are experts in that field. And that just simply doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, the only time I guess I would be a little more apt to agree with that is when you start talking very technical things. Like, I should not walk into an operating room and start giving my opinion about how the surgeon is going about his or her business. That's ridiculous. But I think I'm perfectly capable of walking into that operating room and saying whether or not I like the color of it, or whether or not I like the the tile they use, or whatever. There's a big difference there. And it was just fascinating to me. And I don't know what the gain is there for people that blast into people like that. I don't know what they're trying, what the incentive, what the motive is there, other than great insecurity. I don't know, but I would think if you're going to be that insecure, be insecure about your own work and not about somebody else's work. That's like really insecure. You know what I'm saying? That's like next level. Boy, that ground looks good. Why does that ground look? I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. Just looking, it just looks really muddy. Looks good. Sorry, opinion given again. But I try to remain positive about most things. I really work very hard in my own life to try to see the positive in things. I think you become a miserable person if you're always looking at the negatives. And I'm going to tell you all this, and it's flat out honest. I 5-star every mod that I download in the Giants mod hub. Every single one. I just 5-star it. And I do that because, for me, the fact that the person made the mod and put it out there for either crossplay or for PC and Mac only, whatever they've chosen to do, that's time and effort, and to me that just deserves the 5-star. That's just me. I don't expect everybody to rate the mods that way. And in fact, it's very easily argued that I'm not rating it properly. I should be more specific about my star ratings there. But for me, I'm always first things first is, if a modder publishes and releases their work, it's a very giving thing. It's a very open, giving thing. They're not requiring, anything from it. Do I think that we have the right to be critical of their work in that situation? Yeah, I think we still do. I think we still have the right to make suggestions and that kind of thing. I would not be critical of parts of it because I don't know how to create a mod from scratch. However, I do know how to edit some mods, and I've got some of that background, and I tend to be a little bit critical on when people release mods that are trash, that are giving all kinds of errors and warnings and potentially could crash your game and are just junk, and they're, but you generally only find that on the more sketchy websites, you know, and they're generally not the legit website for the mod author, or they're not the original mod author. They're scumbags that are re-uploading mods to either make themselves look good, feel good, or gain pennies from ads or whatever the scumbag is doing it for. That's the low of the low, you know. That really is. That's the low of the low. And I know in Euro Truck, an American truck, I haven't seen it as much in Farming Simulator, and I think that's because Giants doesn't allow for modders to sell their mods. But in American Truck and Euro Truck, that's not the case. And I've seen where there have been modders who have just said, nope, not making them public anymore, not doing this anymore, because they're constantly being stolen and re-uploaded by people who aren't the original author. And it's a shame, you know, it really is. And it's up to us, the players, to make sure that we're downloading mods from the proper place. And that's why I think, you know, that's part of the reason why I don't do a lot more mod videos, because I would really feel pretty bad about doing a mod video and then offering the wrong download link and stuff like that. I mean, it's a small reason, but nonetheless, it's a reason there that I'm really conscious of when I do a mod minute video, that I want to just absolutely make sure that that the download link that I leave is the correct one. So that's kind of all I got for that. I honestly, you know, if you're one of those people that are that sensitive and go off on people for stuff like that, you know, I think you need to reevaluate. I think I just don't understand the concept of the inability in certain situations to allow people to have an opinion on something. It's kind of almost kind of weird. Let's check our other dude. Yeah, getting some. Who's in here today? She's pretty cool. I've seen her a few times driving our tractors. She knows what's going on. She's got it in hand. Looking pretty good. It's kind of weird having 1, 2, 3, four fields, you know, lying dormant, not really doing anything, waiting for the planting season to come around. I guess it's not that weird. I guess that is kind of realistic, isn't it? Where you've got plowed fields or cultivated fields just waiting for the season to come around again. You gonna go finish that spot over there for me, Chief? Thanks, man. I take back what I say about your yuppie little preppy outfit. Actually, you know what he looks like? He looks like the dude, one of the dudes that you see on the promotional, either on a promotional video, like he's from Kubota. He'd probably have a Kubota button down, or one of those dudes that runs an agricultural or farming magazine, and he's doing a review, right? He's doing a video review. So he's in his little nice khakis and his nice button down, and he's like, right now I'm really sensing the Kubota has a really comfortable ride, and I'm enjoying the ergonomics of the switches and the layout of the handles. The sound system is I would say, acceptable for a tractor this size. You know, like one of those nerds, you know? Kind of weird to have the invisible body thing going on, though, but... That's who I think you are, dude. I think you're from a magazine. Gave me the stink eye. Oh boy. I love Farming Simulator. It's fantastic. So I think what we'll do is probably wrap this up. Got our fields prepped. I think we're in a good spot. I think December's going to come around here real quick. We'll probably end up, I think we have flour to sell in December. I think that's the only thing we have in December to sell. And then we'll just check each month on the animals and make sure we're not missing any sales. Get all of our stuff wrapped up there. Gonna start, like I said last time, gonna be thinking about wrapping up the Kubota series. I've gotten so used to, you know, welcome back to Kubota Farm, East Vineland, New Jersey. It's gonna be weird for a while to not say that, but you know, all good things must come to an end. I've really enjoyed this series. I like East Vineland. I think it's a really nice map. I don't think I would have, and being straight honest, I don't think I would have ever used the Kubota tractors this much, or nearly this much, had it not been more of a dedicated Kubota farm. I probably would have tried a few of them, but it's been really nice to just focus on the Kubota tractors. They've really won a place in my heart. There's no question about that. I really like. I wish I had a good reason and a good place to use them. I would love to own a nice little M6 or an M7, or you know, even the M8 would be sweet. You know, I'd love to own one of these bad boys, but alas, it is not in my near future, unless I drove it back and forth to work, which honestly wouldn't necessarily mind that either. In fact, now that I think about it, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, would it? Because you can license these for the road, obviously. They've got air conditioning, probably better AC than I've got. Decent stereo. Great in the winter. I mean, you're cruising along at maybe 30 miles an hour. Not like you're going to get stuck, most likely. Yeah, that's actually not so bad. I have to look at the pricing on it. But picking up a used like M6 or M7, not the greatest mileage, but it wouldn't be horrible. I guess it depends on your commute, of course. I mean, if you're driving an hour to work now in a car, that would probably suck, driving that distance in a tractor. But fortunately, my commute is not nearly that bad, so a commute in one of these Kubotas would actually be quite fun. Just pulling up to work, you know, in the tractor. How's everybody doing? Good to see you. You wouldn't have to be the one that has to drive to lunch because you've only got a little buddy seat. In fact, yeah, this has got a buddy seat, so you really would have an excuse, you know, like, sorry, I can't drive, everybody. You know, only have a spot for one more. I like this M8. I would say this would be my favorite Kubota tractor. Definitely is the M8. I like the sound, the size, the whole 9 yards. I like that little M5 we've got over there for our olive orchard as well. Grove, whatever, right? I like that little guy too. But this M8 is, that's a sharp looking ride. I mean, it's hard to say that's not a sharp looking tractor right there. It doesn't hurt that orange is one of my favorite colors. So I guess that probably helps too, but that's a really sharp looking tractor. Good sounding, good sharp tractor. All right, everyone. Well, thanks again. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Sorry if I stepped on anybody's toes. If I'm being honest, it's just something that came up and was, whoops, nope, don't want you to start. Came up the other day and it reminded me of that great experience I had with that other YouTuber, and is what it is. But I would say that wraps up all of our field work for this year on FS22 East Vineland. If you have any ideas on what kind of maps you'd like to see, let me know. I think I've got it figured out. I'm going to start working on getting it set up and ready for the next Let's Play. Like I said, Old Family Farm's going to stick around. We're definitely not done dealing with Betty Lou and Tiny and their nonsense, and enjoying the Old Family Farm, that's for sure. You all take care of yourselves. Hopefully this will get published on time, and I'll see you here Tuesday with this. I guess that's about it. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.